Welcome back. So this is where we had left in last video. So if I go back, hit escape, I hit play now, and this is what we have. And I have the gun in the hand. We set up the AK-47 in the hand of the player. And when we look around, of course, when you look down, you can see the foot of the player, you can see the hands, and at the same time, we also got rid of the clipping. If you see that, the clipping is no more there. Even though we had changed it and we had looked down right away, it did not fix it. So I just had to restart my editor and it fixed it right away. Okay, so now you can see that if I look down, it's not clipping. I can see pretty much the whole length of my gun along with the butt of the gun, sort of. And I can also run around and all of that good stuff. But it's not shooting right now. So if I click, nothing is happening. So we're gonna fix that in this video. When you click, we will fix it in a way that it shoots projectiles. But the projectiles are not going to do anything. It's just going to shoot out of the muzzle of the gun, the front of the gun, and it is going to move in a certain direction or in the exact same forward direction as the muzzle, and it's going to shoot with some. It's going to shoot with some, let's say, with some velocity going forward. So we're going to fix all of that, and that's going to happen in this video. So I'm going to escape, and I think I just want to visit my third-person character first. I want to look at the viewport, and I think the mesh is follow camera, and let's see if I look at the soldier. Okay, third-person character, you got the follow camera here, and you also have the expanded to the head. Okay, and mesh. So if I just hit play and if I look up, okay, it's not moving along with the gun, right? So we'll fix that later. For now, I just noticed that, but for now we'll move on with our projectile, and then we'll come back and fix that later on. So in the weapons, I'm going to right click, I'm going to create a blueprint class, and I'll make it of type actor. And this will also be projectile base underscore BP. Similar to weapon base underscore BP, we are creating a projectile base underscore BP because this will be the projectile for the AK-47 or the weapon that we have right now. But later on, we might, or you might think of adding a sniper rifle or an RPG which has largely different projectiles. The bullets are going to change, the velocity of the bullets are going to change, everything else is going to pretty much change, especially for an RPG which is a rocket launcher, and the rocket shells are pretty huge compared to a normal bullet. It's natural. So that's why I'm creating a projectile base, pretty similar to the reason that I created a weapon base, right? So inside the projectile base, I'm going to first start off by adding a static mesh like that. And I'll look for a capsule I'll look for an asset that came in along with the starter content when I created this project. So I'm going to look for a capsule, and you have the shape narrow capsule and you have the shape wide capsule. I'm going to go for the narrow one, and it's coming like this right away. And also the size is huge. That's not going to be the size of a projectile. It's going to be pretty huge. It's already pretty huge. I'm going to shrink it down to 30% or by 70%, so 0.3, and there you go. So that's a normal size, and it also looks like a bullet, but we can make do with it right now. It's a tablet. I know it's a pill. It looks like a pill, but it also looks like a bullet, and something we can manage with for now. Later on, when we change it to a proper projectile, then that remains to be seen. But for now, I think I'm okay with that. And maybe I'll just click on this, and let me right click and asset actions. Let's say not like that. Let me look for weapons. Yes, I'm gonna move that here, and I'm gonna say copy here. Okay, that's been copied. Now this basic wall, I'm gonna change the name to m underscore basic projectile, right? And if I open that up, all it's got is simple color and a roughness value. So I'm going to get rid, I think I'll keep the roughness value, that's okay. And in fact, this is also a pattern. I should have done that. I need not have copied it. Anyways, so I'll just delete it and go back and look for this, and I'll right click and I'll say create material instance, and I'll just call this M basic projectile. And this one I can move right here to the weapons folder and copy here. Not, oh, I actually wanted to move. I'll right click and I'll delete this one then. Now open that up. Okay, and here you go. So now we can change the color, and the color can be, let's say, black. Okay, I think that's, yeah, that's okay. Okay, and roughness can be somewhere like 0.1. That's shiny. That's a shiny bullet. That's okay. And when I close that, and with that selected, I hope that should be applied to the capsule. And when I hit this, and there you go. So that's applied to the capsule, and I'm good at that. Compile that, save it. Okay, so now that we have the mesh, I'm going to rename this to, I don't know, bullet. And now that we have the mesh, now we will be adding the main essence of this blueprint. That is going to be a projectile itself. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to add a projectile movement component, which is built in again. And now this is all you're going to need for making this behave like a bullet. Okay, with all of these settings out here, which is quite a lot, you can pretty much make a good deal of projectiles. Unless you want super specialized, then maybe you'll have to write your own, but this is projectile movement, and this is also, written in C++. Okay, I guess, and has to be written in C++. And it exposes all of these properties, and it does things under the hood for you, right? And of course, you can use the parent socket, and you can you can change the projectile movement and stuff like that. But the main thing that we're going to be working with is the projectile section here, where you have the initial speed, the max speed, and you have the projectile gravity scale. Now, of course, if you are looking for something more, then you should look into projectile bounces. If you're looking for creating a projectile or a homing missile, then this is the section that you'll have to look. And we're not going to be worried about any of these sections, but we'll be worried about the initial speed, the max speed, and the projectile gravity speed for now. Okay, since this is a bullet coming out from a gun, from a very established gun like AK-47, the bullets obviously move quite fast, and that's the case with pretty much any gun. The bullets do move fast, and unless it's a long distance, then there is no much of bullet drop. So I'm going to keep the initial speed as 3,500 first. Okay, and the max speed, I want to keep it constant, and I'll keep it as 3,500. So it will not slow down until it gets hit by something. So initial speed and max speed is same, so it moves at a constant velocity.